without further ado, I'm welcoming the founder of AgUnity, Davies, who was named Future Agro Challenge as Global Agripreneur of the Year in 2018 for his work as CEO of AgUnity and helping lift low-income farmers out of poverty. AgUnity provides a smartphone and blockchain solution that improves trust and cooperation for smallholder farmers and is also used as a platform for a range of problems, including mobile banking for the financially excluded and data collection for developed world farmers. He is also the creator of AgUnity, a unique blockchain-based utility token. AgUnity is last year's winner of the Startup Avalanche 2020. So giving an update on AgUnity, technology to change the world, please welcome back Davies to Texylvania.
Thank you, Trevor.
So hi everyone, I am David, founder of AgUnity. Phones like this one.
And transforms them into a vital tool for this very phone will enable a farmer to lift herself out of poverty. But it enables farmers to increase their income, access things like
The markets, banking, safe
credit, insurance, and learning. And we've been doing all this for over 5 years now, all over the world, right from Trinidad up here. And we've built deep technology, farming, and operation,
numerous awards, including and we've been studied and realized by many of the leading
NGOs as a model of positive impact. This very event
was our biggest win
yet. We were deeply into the Startup Avalanche last year, and the publicity was tremendous, and it surely helped us to secure a number of new project partnerships. But we used the investment in our projects, and most importantly, to launch our AgUnity token. Small farmers
living on just a few dollars a day, often in
really remote areas with limited connectivity and other things. It's going to be very hard to understand. Because when I grew up, these problems have been solved 100 years ago or more. In our farm communities, lots of crops just go to waste due to the poor supply chains. And farmers get really low prices for small amounts of goods because the buyers need to pay cash and take a lot of risk. And when the farmers do get paid cash, and this is especially important for women, it's very hard for them to save or use for things that could improve their lives. For 1 billion small-scale farmers like that, and that's really is 1 billion people, everything is more difficult than we can imagine. So the problems at AgUnity are actually really simple things. We reduced waste just by ensuring we reduce the dependency of cash on the spot, which is leading to these lower prices. And then once the farmers have got income, we enable them to order products online and connect to banking. But actually, the most important thing that AgUnity does is improves trust and cooperation between the farmers, buyers, and cooperatives. And it's actually that working together as a group that has caused our farmers to have such great results. And some of our farmers have increased their income by up to 3 times in a single season, and 3 times income increase. That is life-changing. There's one problem we really couldn't solve. For lots of products, and coffee is by far the best example of this, but tragically, they get the smallest share of value. Thinking of coffee cup costing you an average about $2.80, the farmer's only getting about 7 cents of that. And I won't get into all the complexities of supply chain, but a small 20 cent sent directly to that farmer could mean the farmer earns 4 times as much as they do today. And that really is starting to change the balance of farmers. So we've created a token for exactly that purpose. It enables ethically sourced coffee companies to purchase the QR codes that relate to batches of their coffee. The consumer gets to see who the farmers are and directly reward through the producer organization. The farmer receives the aggregate, pay for things from the producer organization, a cooperative or buyer, pay fees back to AgUnity in this, and we cycle it all the way to an aggregated entry back to the coffee company. It's a direct reward system with no middleman. With charities would understand that often people are very cautious about how much of their money really gets where they intend it to go. But with aggregate, you buy $1 of aggregate, it's sent to a farmer, and they get $1 of aggregate. The farmers can immediately use this to pay off their AgUnity phones And this has been an ongoing problem for AgUnity. I mean, we give out thousands of farm loans all around the world, but because farmers take 3 years to pay them off on average, we've got this huge queue of farmers waiting to get new phones. They can get farm supplies, they can pay their school fees and so much more. But AgUnity is much more than a way to just tip your coffee farmer as well. It's a direct way of rewarding someone on the other side of the world for doing something that matters to you. Like I said, so growing good coffee or chocolate, sure. The organic farming, yep, and we can reward farmers for that. What about education? We send them aggregate and we pay the school fees. Even simple things like cleaning up, you'd prefer to have less plastic in it. But what about this one? And we really love this. What about planting trees to reforest farming land? Many of our farmers would earn more trees for carbon credits than they do today. And we actively be doing our share to address something like climate change. But what does a farmer do with a tokenized carbon credit? And they're too big for a farmer to use. Aggregate is the pathway to do that. And we'll be rolling it out in our project in Timor-Leste soon. It's only possible because AgUnity already has the phones in these communities. The AgUnity phones are already used for the transactions between the farmers, co-ops, and the buyers. So it's so easy to insert aggregate rewards system. We've run successful projects all around the world, and we've got another aggregate an existing ecosystem. Now, unlike released, we're not running an ICO. We're not using aggregate to fund anything. It was already all created. The entities, we created the systems before we created the token, and that's doing all the regulated security. It's a utility token very much. We're releasing most of the tokens out so it becomes a community-owned token, and it finds a purpose, not raising money for us, just as a mechanism for people to reward farmers and people to hold it for the purpose in future. And the circulation potential of aggregate is huge. These are just 6 of our major partners, and they transfer billions of dollars around the world in very inefficient ways. All of these companies could do that better using aggregate to send money directly to the farmers. Anybody that's familiar with tokenomics would understand that a 3 billion supply of tokens at 1 cent isn't going to go very far when you talk these numbers. That means there's a squeeze on supply, and I don't like to talk about, I hate the term going to the moon. For healing and for farmers that deal with the earth, but it's got a future and can do some profound, create a huge ecosystem for this. There's the Aggregate Foundation, which is a non-profit foundation in Australia, aggregate entities who do the and they're dealing with the commodities. They're set up in Singapore and Georgia. We have the farmer working with it, buy and sell the trade with the farmers, and we've also got AgUnity provides the technology, and all these organizations work together. Now we're releasing the tokens. Like I said, we need to get them out of the community. So we're releasing them out in bundles so people can buy them now, hold them for a while, and then use them to reward farmers later. We have already released this in Ethiopia with just under 200 farmers, and I'm really happy to say that almost all of those farmers have received some aggregate already. On average, they've received about $17 of aggregate. Now that doesn't seem a lot to us, but to those farmers in Ethiopia, $17 is pretty much their monthly income. And some of them are already up around the $50, $70 mark, and we should touch that mark within the next. This is a round way of changing the lives of those farmers. Each tranche that we release coincides with a new major partner that we're releasing this with. The next one is Papua New Guinea. The following tranche after that will be Indonesia. And then we're looking at probably Kenya, Uganda for the next one, where we already have a good project, followed by and one in Latin America. So thank you very much for this. I'd encourage everyone, if you want to do some profound good in the world, or if you're just into please have a look at the aggregate where you can see our farmers, you can see what they do, what their lives are like, and you can buy some aggregate and reward them. Thank you very much.